Hello, everyone, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745, and we're talking destroyers while playing War Thunder. Okay, so as I was saying to the people on Twitch, early Fletchers, this is one, but the earliest one had two 50 caliber machine guns here, and they were 50 caliber water-cooled machine guns. So you'll see with the big sort of water-cooled jacket, and not sure whether they started with the Bofors or not in the very earliest incarnations, but they very quickly get all the 50s are replaced, and they get these 20 millimeters. So this is basically the way they start into World War II, the Fletchers, and the primary class that for the U.S. On destroyers. And I think the best one is now here. This is we'll preview this one. This is their bundle, $50 currently. I'm a poor YouTuber. I don't get to pay that much. Now this is a late model Fletcher. You can see they've added double Bofors cannons to either side here, and this is where obviously the gun is. This right up here is the guy who aims the gun. That's the sighting computer. It's an analog mechanical computer. Well, there's a lot of things to add to War Thunder on ships. I mean, I think they're going to go with the full, up to battleships, and we can get to one of the other major elements of a destroyer is its depth charges. They have depth charges in the game already. I've even been killed by one once. I stopped on my smaller ships that can have them. You can equip or unequip them with depth charges once you grind them up. I stopped having them on the ship because obviously they're very sort of short range. They go off the ship, and if you're right next to it and it blows up, you're sort of screwed. But I'm thinking they're going to have submarines, and you can unequip them, and I unequip them because if they get hit, they could blow up and do more traumatic damage. But back to this, and so the 20 millimeter Ehrlichens or Orlikens, I don't know exactly which, here have been replaced by dual 40 millimeter Bofors. Again, this anti-aircraft sighting system is here and here. This whole thing up here is the sighting system for these main guns. They can fire all of these 5 main guns at once and sighted through this, or say if all the enemies are in front and none of these guys can bear, or well, let's say the main enemies are in front, these guys can operate independently and shoot at other targets in other directions, of course. But the idea was to say come over to something like here, get in the broadside so that all 5 guns can target at the same time. And so these guys just are all pointed by the main fire director and will fire also on command. Now these Orlikens here, and these which were added to the rear deck, 3 of them as we can see as anti-aircraft, are increasing 2 to there. Those are all independently fired by their gunners, and so that makes really good. And then these are appear, and maybe you can earn just depth charges that roll off the side. They also had Y guns, which would shoot the torpedoes way out, or the depth charges way out, create a bigger pattern. So that is the Fletcher, and I just wanted to mostly see how close I was to earning up my Fletcher. I will say this, Gaijin, the company, War Thunder, has been very nice to me. They've given me their sort of low-level YouTubers pack, if you will, and things. So I'm officially allowed to stream and make videos on them, and they let me into the beta for free, and a few other little perks they've given me. Sort of the disclaimer. Yo, sure. Like I say, I think they're going to do all of the ships. Isn't the Belfast the one in the Thames River? I didn't go on it, but I've seen it. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, and they haven't done any British ships. I'm presuming, and I want to see them all. I'm presuming they're going to do all of the major nations. Which I'm already starting to see as people are grinding up to some post-war ships. I really would love them to keep a lot of this, do World War II and then post-war. If they want to do, if they want to add post-war in, that's fine. Yeah, I've seen the Belfast. I've just never actually been on it. Not that I don't want to, but just with. Come on, get on target. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, because it worked so well last time. See, all these guys, they're not going to be there when these torpedoes get there. They're going to be somewhere else. What we're going to do is, and you're already hitting. What we're going to do is fire a bunch of torpedoes through this gap. Express guy. Okay. Well, let's grab the Higgins. What we're gonna do in. Yeah, no, there's no British or Japanese, which I'm very disappointed about. Particularly the Japanese, because I wanted to fight the Japanese. Don't think the Japanese had much, and that's probably maybe the reason for it, much in the way of motor torpedo boats until the end of the war. They really, really, really sucked. They didn't go fast. It's looking like, oh good, we got him. Maybe we'll survive. Almost got the fire out, it looks like now. Okay, I'll stop while we repair. Standard ahead so we don't run into the rocks as we try to make the turn here. There we go. This guy has these cool rockets on it. But they're a bit hard to aim. Still cool. Someone got a kill. Okay, now to the Elko. Okay, let's start at this one. We're going to go after B. See if we can take that one down. Actually, you know, maybe they're getting close enough. We can go hunt some destroyers. That's what we'll see about doing. Somebody else is going after B. Good. Turn this around a little bit. Okay, let's come around through here. Use these islands to approach. I think there's a few more guys you were just not seeing destroyers out here. Right there. Right there. You coming down this slot? No. Donut here. Yes, we see him up there, but too many rocks in the way to torpedo. Damn sky. That's probably part of the problem there. Okay. Okay, slow down, slow down. So now I'm stopping, but stopping doesn't mean stopping. Stopping means slowing down. Doing is hopefully, oh come on, damn it, we've really messed this up. I messed this up badly. Oh, I got him. Wow, I didn't mess that up badly. I thought I did. Okay, wow. Okay, now let's go for another destroyer. Okay, now we know which way he's going. Smoke. Put out the fires. Fix the engines. Try to get her there. Maybe somebody else will kill them. And you anti-aircraft gunners, kill the damn bomber. Ah. Yeah. Well, actually, you can fly the aircraft, and you can go back and land. That's the airbase right there. and refuel or that. I haven't actually done it yet, but you can land at that airbase and get rebombed and whatnot. I just normally start so late with the aircraft that I get shot down or whatnot. Okay, we're gonna see that. We're gonna head out toward that light cruiser. Why? Because I think if I were to move in amongst all those other destroyers, I'll get shot down. Too much anti-aircraft. Okay, we're at almost 900 meters. Oh, you're talking about non-controlled carriers, but just we use the land-based stuff for that in this scale. Same basic thing. Of course, it would make juicy targets for anti-aircraft guns. We can't fly in too straight of a line or they'll hit us. See, look at all that really good anti-aircraft fire. Yes, I see that P-51 Mustang down there. That's a problem. If it comes after me. Okay, we're not going to make it to that light cruiser. Either the Mustang's going to get me or one of these other guys will. See, the Mustang is now coming after me because all of its other targets are destroyed and it's shooting me and there's not much I can do about it. My gunners can't get to it. And yeah, let's see if we can dive out of the way. Oh, look at all those holes. Can we survive long enough to drop bombs on them effectively? I mean, obviously I can just... Oh, no, there we go. There we go. Edward the Eighth. He had the wrong kind of friends. Wow, that needs work on it. Bouncing a little too much. I'm not exactly sure why they got rid of him. Boom. Now there's a successful bomb run. I really believe Wallace Simpson was just an excuse for the public. He surrounded himself by, again, far-right types and often foreign. And he was careless, supposedly, with government papers and other things around these people. So, and I don't know that any of that behavior would have changed if he stayed the king. I don't think of him as a bad person or anything like that. I think he was, in his way, very loyal to Britain. You know, he wasn't a fascist fifth columnist or anything like that. But I don't think he saw the dangers. So something. Well, maybe he'll get somewhere out there. So let's throw one out there. I think he's going to maneuver between now and then. Sorry, I'll read your long paragraph, which I'm not displeased with, just when I got a little more time and I'm not focused. Ah, see, there's torpedoes that they were shooting me. Ah, see, that's now a much more reasonable spread. Torpedoes are ready. Okay. Wrong side. Oh, good hit, good hit. We might have got hit by those. Where are the torpedoes? There are the torpedoes. Let's go with some more smoke. Trying to lead them, but they're not always. And we die. Interesting. Public perception in government is a very interesting thing. leaders are people who have the ability to lead, obviously. And if they don't have the ability to lead, and you can often see this in most people's lives, are there are people put in charge often in businesses that have no leadership skills. And sure, they get to be there because of their position, but nobody's following their lead, if you know what I mean. And we got a kill assist off of somebody. So we get through the smoke without running into any rocks. Good. Target that. Come on, come on. Get on target, damn it. Give me a targeting. Well, that didn't work out. Maybe it will. See, can we see my torpedo coming there towards them? Yay. And so people are put into authority. And because of their job, or whatever, because they want to keep their job, they do what the people put in authority, you know, like the boss at work, what they say. But you just know that if you and 10 other people were standing around with them outside of a work situation, and you were, I don't know, trying to decide where to go to eat dinner, or that there's some emergency going on, whatever that emergency may be, you're not going to pay any attention to that boss, because you don't care what they say, because they have no leadership skills. It's not that they're not smart. It's not that they can't figure things out, maybe, because they don't have the ability to lead people. Yeah. So politicians have the ability to got another kill assist, cool, to convince the population things. And so if they can do that, they get to say what's going on. So if there is a general political leadership in agreement with something, like Edward being not suitable to be king, the people are going to go along with that, because they, I don't mean this in a condescending way, they don't know any better. And I mean this in the sense that, well, they know what they read in the papers, you know, back then, or what they hear on the radio. They only know what they read in the papers, the magazines at the time, the radio. They don't know anything else. Now, they can gossip and speculate and think about all kinds of stuff, but they only know what they read in the papers. Where the political leaders can know other things. Now, again, some of it may be gossipy, in that it's, you know, not hard fact, they don't know, they're speculating. That's all, but they're often dealing with people who I know you're way out there, but are you going to keep going that way? See, no, you're turning. And we're done. Hello, user Tweaked. Sorry to hear that it's a bad time, but yeah, we just got killed, but we're going to go back in a bit more. Once more into the breach, my dear friends. Or once more unto the breach, or whatever. So yeah, so Parliament gets a say whether it's official voting in a office, you know, making a you know, voting on some legislature situation, or just simply members in or, you know, in the building of Parliament or outside the building of Parliament making public statements. So they, of course, get a say. Okay, we're gonna do wild ass spread. Here, just across there, and then we're going to turn about. To do a loop. To really confuse any of their torpedoes. He is one of the better second sons in the British monarchy to do well. If you notice that people like King James the Second and Charles the First didn't do so well, but they were both second sons. Where James the First and Charles the Second were the elder sons. People don't often know that about them, and I have a feeling that that is key to why both of them did not do well. Henry dies of Henry Stuart, Prince of Wales, dies of a tennis accident. And his younger brother Charles, who becomes Charles the First, oh, good shot, becomes king, and of course you have the English Civil War. Then you have his elder son, who is raised to be king, while his younger brothers in France raised to be, you know, the king's supporter. Sorry. My fault. I'm going to back up because we don't want to make it too big of a joint target here. PS4 generally, because I don't play it, but to get the ships, you have to buy a ship bundle, which comes with one destroyer, German, Soviet, or American. You get to pick. Really good Fletcher in the Americans' case, and it costs $50. So I presume it's that way on the PS4, but I don't know because I don't have it. So I don't know, but I presume it's doable. And so it's not free. Because I'm, even though a rather small-time YouTuber, they gave me access, not the ship bundle, but they gave me access to the ship. It's still in beta, and there's still, trust me, there's at times you'll very much realize that it's still in beta. So it still needs a bit of work. Yeah, no, I really love, because I don't know how well it's coming across on Twitch, because sometimes when I look at the later Twitch streams, it's detail isn't there, but you'll be able to see it when I put this up on YouTube. The detail of, because they even have like the guys sitting on top of the torpedoes. I don't know if you can see them on the torpedo launchers like they did historically. That's how they aimed them. I can't really point with the mouse, but you can sort of see them in blue there. And they're getting a lot of detail. And I don't know if you understand just quite the graphics power it takes to model water. Ooh, good shot. Good torpedo hit. So, they're doing really well with some of this stuff. Okay, we're going to just continue to spread out in this sort of channel zone here. More torpedoes, because by the time they get there, we don't know who will be there. And we'll get reloads. And so yeah, the artillery. Sometimes I think there's somebody behind me coming up, but it's this sort of rear deck cannon. The anti-aircraft cannon is firing because it's set up as an anti-aircraft gunner. Hey, thanks for following the channel. Do appreciate it. And so I really like the immersion qualities. So we can talk about, and they're very important, the game playing and how realistic and how effective all of that is. Like I say, it is important. We're gonna get somebody. We're gonna maneuver around here again. You know, and how realistic it, you know, does it affect, you know, the gunnery and the torpedoes and damage and all that. That is important. Trust me, I completely get that. Torpedo tooth is broken. Okay, you're repairing the torpedo tooth. Oh, good, we're missing. See, by moving all around, I'm hoping to keep from being able to get shot by their torpedoes while launching mine successfully at theirs. Them. Now, putting this, we're on target. But you see, he's changing his, and by the time they get there, he's going to move again. And there's going to be other guys coming. Oh, turn. Oh, we made it. Wow, that was... Were those launched from the airplane? We just crashed? I don't know if there's a good out for this. Okay, we made it. We're keeping turning around this way. And we're gonna go smoke. And yes, fix that problem, whatever it is. Turn into our own smoke. Try to hide our movement, direction, timing. Out of that. It's gamer_1745. If you just scroll down from the picture, you'll see a link to my YouTube channel that you can follow. It's just scroll down from the video. And we downloaded... Oh, where's... Oh! It was the aircraft's torpedoes, I think. That gets me, yep. And he crashes! Well, you got me, though. Okay, let's start out with this one, and we'll start out here. So, yeah, you can subscribe to me there. Lots of historical gaming videos. They've captured a zone. We're going to recapture ours, or this one here. Put a nail in the coffin. Shoot him. Get him. And there's friendly torpedoes coming away from the second base. And oh, there's somebody over there. Get on target, guys. Get your 50s rocking on him. Okay, how do we... Come on, 50 caliber gunners, shoot the... So, there we go. Good. We need to repair. Yeah, do Hoy 4 and Hoy 3. With mostly I don't like that torpedo, and it's got me. Damn, couldn't really get away. Do a lot of that and other historical games as well. But daily there's some Hearts of Iron content on my YouTube channel, and I also do a Saturday live stream of Hearts of Iron 4 as well. Okay, let's see. And number 8 on my team didn't get very high up there. Okay, and back in once more. And yeah, I sort of like starting out with my Clemson. Flush deck. Destroyers. Spread right across that sort of field. Okay, and that's good. And you're already hitting me. Okay. See, it says it hits my bridge, so I can't turn right now. But I have two bridges. I have my front bridge and I have a bridge. You can't really see it, but back by that last gun it has a secondary bridge just in for if the first one is destroyed or damaged. exploded. Not sure if it was a torpedo or... Oh, that was a good hit, guys. Didn't do much damage. Get on target. Okay, we're on target. We're all loaded. Fire. Yeah, I agree, but the AI, I don't know if you've played it recently, is getting better. I'm not saying it's good or anything like that. I'm saying it's getting better. Okay, hit the smoke. We're getting too close. We're getting too many hits. And there we are. Look at those torpedoes coming in at us. Good thing. And we got more there. Okay, back the other way. Oh, no, we want to go that way. I'm trying to drive backwards. Okay, wow, we missed all of those. Lucky. I mean, I did a little bit of skill there, but that's mostly just lucky. Let's throw some torpedoes back at them. Not that they're in a... We're going to hit, at least not currently. And yes, the AI is, I would say, the worst thing about it. And yes, I have complained to the, at least now, former head of the company on Twitter in person, and he's answered about it. So yeah, I can't say like I know him or anything, I just follow him on Twitter and whatnot. Yeah, it ain't good. Well, he's gone. Good. We are maneuvering. Hopefully not going to run into anybody. Target, lead him a little bit. Load, lead. Fire. Okay, got a kill assist out of that. That's good. one less problem. Let's put a pattern right across there in case they show up there in time, and will allow us to reload our torpedo set. I'm learning that moving to close engagement, unless we overwhelm them, or it's like a one-on-one, and so it's, you know, not an overwhelming situation. And this is sort of the best idea. Get the range, get the targeting. I wish I could. Ah, there we go. I would not say as any country anymore. At least I can't. Because okay, well, I haven't played Hearts of Iron in a long time. Hearts of Iron 4 in a long time. I've played Hearts of Iron Black Ice. I played Hearts of Iron, 4 Black Ice. I played Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich, because I mostly play with mods. So if you're just playing straight games recently, that's different than what I'm playing. So I'm mostly playing mods. But you can look and see that I cannot defend France against Germany. I cannot defend Poland against Germany. So those are out of, for me at least, and I've been playing it for a while. I can't do world conquest. Now, in the early days, I could do things like that. So it's not as bad as it used to be. And I would really like to see somebody today, make with the current version, with the current DLCs, do a world conquest as, say, Portugal. I would really like to see, I wouldn't watch every moment of the game, but I would definitely, if it was on YouTube, I would definitely check it out, check out at different points during the playthrough. And we're about ended with this. And definitely would want to see that. Doing a world conquest with, say, Portugal. Or Brazil. Now, doing a world conquest as Australia, I don't know. Because you sort of isolated it at first and whatnot. Okay, we've almost got the 3-inch cannon. The Mark II. Oh, that's one thing I gotta improve my gun. Okay, we're gonna play this one. Okay, let's go here, but what I want to do here is
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Trying to keep my number of rounds down so that we have less magazines to hopefully blow up. Actually, I sort of prefer to be out in the more open ocean where I can use my torpedoes as opposed to close in. So we're going to go this way. I probably should have started the other start point. It is even active this time. And as Germany, I can do a world conquest easy. In Black Ice Hearts of Iron 3. You can watch me do it on YouTube. I mean, I just choose not to conquer, say, Italy and Japan and other Axis allies. But it wouldn't be that hard, and it might even be easier to do it that way than with your historical allies in 4. I mean the 3. Sorry, Black Ice. But again, I'm playing mostly Black Ice, or Kaiserreich, or the World War I mod, or some other mod. We're going over to fire that ammo. As we play the sailing simulation game, well, this isn't technically sailing, we're steaming along. And an interesting bit, these are steam-driven ships, these destroyers. They're not the reciprocating engines of a, like a steam train. But they are steam engines. They're steam turbine engines. Can we turn? 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 Nope, nope, we turned right into it and we're still alive somehow. Hit the smoke, hit the smoke, hit the smoke. See if we can, we got our other torpedoes. Let's fire them just for the fun of it to get them out there. Okay, now that we've made our turn and we've died. Wow! So right in the early stages of the game, you could do a Bhutan world conquest, and in my opinion, the game was fundamentally broken at release. And just for the record, I know there's not too many people here watching now, and maybe watching later. Yes, I was and still am in the beta, and I'm not saying that's what I said in the beta. I'm saying that that was my opinion, and I definitely expressed it after release of the released version of the game, that it was fundamentally broken at release, and it's not that anymore. And like I say, I don't play the released game. I have to be very careful about that. Or the released game without mods. That doesn't mean oh, this guy's real close to me. Close to this guy. Can we make the turn? Yes. And we're up on the sand. Can we plow through the sand? Yes. Ooh, we knocked it out. Destroyer destroyed. Now we still have a torpedo left. Fire it. Just because we want to get fresh ones. Okay. We sunk a destroyer. Oh yeah. The AIs are free, free upgrade. You don't have to pay for the DLCs to get the improved AIs. I mean, yeah. So you don't have to pay for it. It comes in the free expansion. But the DLCs do add things. Now they add things that you may not need. especially if you're playing mods. Like if you're playing Black Ice, oh, there may be some features that mods will add that are needed, but the national focuses and things like that are not used in Black Ice, so you don't need to have the mods to play those. And, you know, you don't care about those with Black Ice. Okay, well you're closer. Okay, fire. Let me get a good, oh, good aiming solution is right down the throat with you. Okay, see if we can turn around. Again, I want to hit smoke, but it's not available yet. Ooh, get a kill assist off of somebody I wounded. Ooh, torpedo hit, knocked out, knocked out. Good job, good job, good job, torpedo. Yeah, you're shooting me. But I can't torpedo you, and you're sort of smart by hanging out there. But also, I'm moving fast, so it's hard for your gunners to figure out. Oop, we're running away from all those guys. All those torpedoes. Oh, and we died. Our Higgins boat died. Yeah, that's a good starting point. Let's go. Oh yes, there are definitely things like that for sure. Let's get the 40 millimeter on them. And we died fast. Man, that went down fast and badly. Well, let's continue to grind up our PB1. Now that they're sort of winning, we've got time enough to get somewhere. I'm not saying the start points for like this aircraft are too far out, or the destroyers and cruisers too far out. But for the time that these missions take, I think it's a bit quick. I got a kill assist credit. Good. If I go way down low, since there's a lot of islands to sort of pop up and over. There's the police driving by with their siren on. Were they late to lunch or just really having an emergency? Probably a real emergency. Oh, well, of course that, having a TA-154 shoot me down, whatever the hell that is. Obviously an aircraft, but don't know it right offhand. That'll take it out. Yeah. Currently get beat by the Soviets. Yeah, I understand about paid and non-paid features from Hearts of Iron 3 to 4. But trust me, they didn't just take the old game and upgrade it. They basically started fresh. So they've had to do everything. You know, so... The question is how much does the game cost to make? And what is it worth to you? And that's sort of the question. I will totally agree with anybody that at release Hearts of Iron 4 was not ready. Totally agree with that. It's not that it was so bugged it would crash on you or you know, wouldn't work, but particularly the AI. And so it wasn't ready for prime time. Now, on the feature count of the game, how many features are in the game, and every feature costs money. Is it bad to release something and then add features later? No, it is not. Now, I still have problems with Paradox and Hearts of Iron 3 in that they released a game. I mean, they never finished, in my opinion, particularly the AI for Hearts of Iron 3. I would love one more DLC expansion, and I would pay, you know, $60, $100 I would pay. Probably most of you wouldn't. And if they made it and they gave it to me free, I'd buy one copy for somebody else, just to prove that I would pay for it. To get a good improvement, fix, whatever you want to call it, to the AI for Hearts of Iron 3. It just never really, in my mind, got satisfactorily done. So now there are a lot of really cool features in the base game as released that just aren't in Hearts of Iron 3. New stuff, like building separate equipment, like aircraft and rifles and artillery pieces, and you just can't add that, not in a real practical sense, add that to Hearts of Iron 3. So you've got to at some point start over. So in starting over, you've got to redo everything. The only sort of thing that is produced anymore that is a unit is ships. Those are still an old style Hearts of Iron 3, if you will. I mean, it's not exactly that, and I'm sort of overstating it, but is a unit that's produced in the production queue. Otherwise, all, if you want to call them air units, which they sort of kind of are and are developing more into it, or ground units, those are all trained and not, you produce equipment. So you can't just take Hearts of Iron 3 and properly do what you're doing for 4. Resources aren't dumbed down. They've gone from rare materials to specified rare materials. You know, rubber, aluminum. They're not, rubber and aluminum are no longer the same thing. Owning Java doesn't get you... Ooh, ammunition exploded. Good job, good job. Doesn't get you aluminum. Now, I don't know if you or anybody watching later hanged out much at the Hearts of Iron 4 forum, but there's a guy named Bill, or their Bill Core, who's done a lot of research on where resources come from in World War II. Trying to shoot this old torpedo boat, and I'm also trying to think what I can say. His research matters. We can leave it at that. His research matters. So, we need to. Let's completely donut it around. Ooh, that was a good hit. And so there is. And that's just with the base game. I'm not talking about with any mods. His research matters. Yes, as he is changing his direction of movement, and our donating around has helped. Come on, guys. Let's get this little sucker here. Okay, and he's tried to put a torpedo right into me. Well, I don't know if he had more than one. Swing. Damn, he's moving fast. I can't even swing my torpedo launcher that fast. I'm trying to turn. There we go. Hit him with my main gun there. And we've got hit and turn. We could use smoke. Too many people shooting. And we're on fire. So resources. Now we can. So yeah. Oh, you can still stockpile. Yes, if you're talking about stockpiling, in a way, you can stockpile equipment, not so much the resource themselves. And if you know, for the next DLC coming out, fuel is back. Fuel is now back in the game. And so that is going to be a big improvement. They were wrong on that no need for fuel thing. I'll say that very clearly. They were very wrong. Come on, gunners, get this guy. Machine gunners, you could join the fight too, you know. Okay, there we go. Yes, we almost ran into that. Hello out there, destroyers, but we're going to do some donuts here for a little while. So, fuel will be back. I'm poking at them, and I can say this because I've done it in public. I am poking at them to include in the code another fuel that can be consumed, you know, that units will consume. And we could call it, oh, I don't know, something like supplies. And would be manufactured. And that kind of stuff. I know they don't want supplies. They're still vehemently against the idea of supplies. But I'm hoping that they will put it in the code that would then allow modders to add it. And again, I poked them in public, so I can say this in public. Now, I don't want to sound all mysterious or I have all, you know, super inside information. I can't say what I know just because I'm under an NDA. And so I'm not, you know, and enough people have known since the day I got into the beta test that I'm in it. So I always have to be very careful about what I say. Just in case it starts a rumor or somebody, gamer says who's a beta guy, it's it, you know. No, I'm only talking about stuff that they've put in the dev diaries. Oh, that bastard killed me, so let's see if we can put some torpedoes right into it. Don't know who you're shooting at. Aircraft, maybe? So yeah, I just have to be very, very careful with that. And that's why I preface it that way. Well, we reload torpedoes in a non-thing. The other thing, of course, I really want is railroads in the game. Sometime this week I plan on making a video concerning it. That's what I want, is railroads in the game. They need it there. They state and seem to believe that infrastructure levels is all that's needed, but I really think you need specified railroads. Yeah, looks like you're burning there. Oh, you're not close enough to engage it. Ooh, we got a hit there. Okay, well. How many torpedoes? 2 left. Okay. You're not. You're still out of our range. So I want railroads in the game. I'm going to make a video on it explaining why railroads are super useful and not too difficult for players and really will help. Get too close, but I do want you to fire 40mm rounds into them particularly, but oh, we got a kill assist, I think, off of him. Yes, good. Okay, still throwing smoke. Take out the 110. I got a hit. 110, I think. That's who we're talking about hitting. I don't think throwing 40 is really, 40mm is really going to help that. There. Okay, Q. Oh, there's a torpedo coming, and you're still way out there. And we got number 4. Let me read. Yeah, things take time, that's for sure. Okay, so we have got all of the modifications for the Clemson DD-213, and we have put more. I'm going to close this down for a moment. Let's take a quick look, because that's sort of my goal here. So we are just under 5,000 blue research things until getting the Fletcher. Very good. And we're going to take a look at my crews. Okay, 119, 133, we haven't been using that. And 135. AA reload speed would be nice. We could do AA accuracy, that would be really good. Okay, we're going to go with that for you. Processing the operation. What's taking so long? Well, there's Man the Guns is coming sometime soon. I don't know when, any more than anybody else would. I'm guessing around Christmas time, or before. That's coming. What is you know, and if you bought, and you can no longer buy this, but if you bought the expansion pack, you've made out very well, because you ended up, you're going to get up through Man the Guns as free expansions. Paradox has been very good to its customers in that way, because they overpromised. They promised 2 DLCs worth X, and because things were so badly broken at release, they yeah, we'll go with that. That's a good choice. They released smaller DLCs than they had originally planned, because they had to spend so much time fixing things. I do mean a lot of time fixing things. So their DLCs were small, so they ended up giving you 4. Multiplayer for 4. Part of it is setting up the people. I would gladly do it. The reason I haven't done it for 3 yet is primarily because of, if you were watching my 3 series, I had a get-aroundable bug in, I do believe, GGA in my beta version. So I've been waiting for the new version to come out. Hearts of Iron 4. I guess I could, because the last Hearts of Iron 4 multiplayer I played, which was sponsored by the Black Ice development team itself, really sucked, quite honestly. So, Bokin 1, don't know what that is. Boko N1. So no, I have not watched it. Don't know what it is, unless it's something else that I could possibly know about. But so it'd have to be with the right group of people that is going to, because it sucked because things went off the rails. America was very early on was invading, I don't know, it was Colombia or Venezuela or some such. I'm going, okay, yeah, no, we're not playing even a moderately historical game. So things, Yeah, I would most assuredly be willing to set a game up. Because I don't know if you know this, but I would say about half of the people, I think, watch the Hearts of Iron 4 live stream, Patriotic Brit, don't play Hearts of Iron 4. They're just watching because it's me and I'm talking about history, and they're more the Hearts of Iron 3 players. So, I just don't know how well that would go. I know at least one of them. I think it's Django. Just has Hearts of Iron. Well, I guess no, because you don't have to have all the DLCs. The guy who's sponsoring the game provides the DLCs. That's another actually good feature that Paradox did, was if you're going to play multiplayer, only the person hosting the game has to have the DLCs. If they're required for the thing. Okay, we've gotten rid of the last torpedo. It means I'll start replenishing again. And part of it is, like you say, with Tippett, not that he's any particular close friend, just he's picked up War Thunder and started playing it, so I'm playing with him. Patriotic Brit or anybody else who's routinely showing up at the chats, or not the chat, but the streams on Saturdays, I'm happy to play with. He's in Australia. Different. He's watching me on Sunday while I'm streaming on Saturday, and so our times of day and whatnot, it gets a bit complicated. Okay, they're all hanging out at the far side of that island because of the capture point, I know, but are they going to come out and party? Okay, that light cruiser is adjusting his course. Piercing rounds, especially firing at a cruiser. Emptying all my torpedo tubes so you can reload them. Okay, great, Patriotic Brit. We'll see what we can do. Oh, good. Because I would like to put, it would be good to have a two-player game. It's okay, nothing wrong with it. But what really would be good is to have all of the, 6 major countries, US, Britain, and Soviet Union versus Germany, Italy, and Japan. Not that we couldn't take a few extras beyond that, but those are sort of the key ones. Okay, we need to change course. Ooh, good hit, because someone very likely may be firing torpedoes at us. Okay. Actually, I'm going to come back to here and fire down this path. Here, here, here. And now we're going to turn if we can. Alright, this light cruiser. The other one just hits me. I think it was light cruiser that hit, but one of them fired at me. I'm barely moving. Throw up a smoke screen for these guys here that may limit the potential. Focus. Yeah, plug the holes. What do I even need to tell you? Good hit. And they got some hits on me. And we died. Yeah, weekends are generally better for most people. That's one of the reasons I stream on Saturdays. I have most of this week off, not so much by choice, but just do, and it's sort of nice. So that's why I'm streaming in the middle of my day. Get on target, guys. Why are you shooting your bofers into the air? That's who I'm trying to shoot at. I guess, you know, you're on the far side of that thing. Okay. Oh my god, oops, somebody's hitting me. Ah, there we are. Okay, if we fire at the rock, I don't know if we're going to get anything. But we may change your course. Look, you're almost just sitting there. You're backing up, so let's fire so that maybe we'll hit you. I don't know, 'cause you may start clinging it. Head. Soviet things. Even Gaijin on some of their tweets has acknowledged that Soviet stuff is overpowered. And not, you know, well, whether it's ships, aircraft, or whatever else. Or at least they acknowledge that people think it's overpowered. I don't know whether they think it's overpowered, but they right there below the water line. And this went out. Oh, they're shooting at me. And I died. To battle again, more. One teeth, tier 3. Right now I can't, sorry, give a good guess at that. Ah, Panzer IV. Okay. That's a good guess there. Don't, because there are tier 3 Panzer IVs. I don't know. I mean, there's tier 1 Panzer IVs too. So I... Okay, let's... Got a lot of open sea. Let's... Okay, Tiger 1. Yeah, Tiger 1s are cool. And you can play, and I do sometimes play the sort of, not just the random battle things, but the sort of the missions, or whatever you want to call them. And that will be set up for like a particular time frame in history. You know, it'd be Soviet versus. It's actually like Soviet versus German. Often though they're sort of fairly late war. But that is the not. We can discuss. This is still in beta and they're developing different countries. But what I really would like to do more so is play things like Soviet versus German or British versus German or even Soviet versus American or something in World War II, just so that they're sort of the national teams. Trying to lead you. Okay, so the better ammo. Uh-oh, you're already hitting me and I'm also missing. Okay, change course now that they could. Okay, I think my steering is stuck. Already, so let's oh, and we died. And it looks like he's going to turn inside. Okay, okay, good. We got the guy with our destroyer. With the destroyer, but the torpedo. Can't turn that way. But I'm not really wanting to go out here, but okay. Smoke. Smoke. Good smoke. Good smoke. Let's see, let me turn this way around the island. Ooh, good hit. Hasn't destroyed it, I guess, or maybe it did. Okay, now he gone. we can ram this sucker. Come on, target him, people! Okay, he's dead now. Thank you, little fast guy, whatever class you are. Oh good, your anti-aircraft gunners are shooting. That's nice. And we got our torpedoes back. And we died, and we have a spray of torpedoes. Will one hit? We can, oh, almost watch it. Oh, let's start at this point. I'll get to your question in just a moment. I sort of kind of saw it, but you gotta shoot down there. At least be shooting at them, guys. We can discuss how accurate 50 cal gunners on a moving TT boat like this should actually be, but at least be shooting at them. Yeah, I know you're sort of kind of leaving here. I'm just shooting torpedoes, mostly like now that are you turning around now? In case if you are turning about, as they really would say in a boat. When I think about it, I know my boat terminology. I grew up around the coast. Very much so. I lived smelling salt water. And it was really weird when I was living in Edinburgh many years ago. It was sort of different moving there. And Edinburgh is sort of near the ocean. You might not think it's too much of a big deal. After being there for a few months, I ended up going down towards, I guess, Leith or wherever, much nearer the sea, and it just hit me, the ocean, the smell of the ocean, that I just wasn't even thinking about missing. I wasn't being homesick because I was loving being there. And it was really nice, but boy, when that just hit me. The smell of the ocean just hit me like that. Oh, and I died, and I got him too. Cool. And it just, that salt stuff just got close enough to actually smell it. Yeah, we're going to be flying towards them, but I don't think we're going to get there in time. Okay. Favorite actress? I know all the ones you care to name that you can think of. Myrna Loy. I mean, it's without question, Myrna Loy. Vera Lynn. Deanna Durbin, I know who that is. Vera Lynn, I'm trying to picture who Vera Lynn is. And you suggest, I think you mean Judy Garland. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Judy Garland. Deanna Durbin, alright. But Myrna Loy. Famously in all the Thin Man movies with William Powell and others. Do you know who the one movie star actress who also oh, we'll meet again. Okay. Yeah, I know. I think I know who you're talking about now. Who was also something of a scientist and who worked on developments for World War II. Mostly they got implemented after her actual developments got implemented after World War II. But she was very much working on stuff for actually this type of thing, you know, shipboard technologies. Yes, I'm not gonna even sing it. Already we're on fire. Okay. Put a spray of torpedoes out there. Yes, I do. Now that you've reminded me. But you found somebody that I wasn't thinking of. I'm not big on the singing. I'm much more the movie actresses. I just don't like the music of the time too much. It's not bad, but it's just not my stuff. Trying to think of a good tell the boys in the back room what I've been drinking. I've say I've been Marlene Dietrich. I'm trying to remember the song from Destry Rides Again that she was famous for. She was famous for singing Lily Marlene, the song. And since nobody guessed, it's Hedy Lamarr, who was also a scientist and worked on some very high-tech developments for torpedoes and a few other things, or anti-torpedo or something. I forget exactly what it was. Stuff that she was working on. Oh, we got a target destroyed from one of my torpedoes launched a long time ago. Okay, let's... Okay, we gotta kill us out of that if we can survive this. No, we didn't survive this. Catching on fire. Or no, they got me somehow. Ooh, there's a Fletcher right there. Let's go after him. Come on, target the sucker. Smoke might not help, but the best thing to do is just destroy it. Yes, got a Fletcher right there. Fletcher. Eye for an eye. He's the one that got me before. Okay, cool. And pump the water out. Pump the water out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Get on target, guys. Get on target. Fire your 50s. Fire your 50s. I know they don't have good depression for some reason. I don't get why that is in this game. Look at that. 40 millimeter right on you. And we didn't do that. But we did get that Fletcher. And enough to fly in now. We'll probably actually get there. Don't know if we'll kill anything with it, but we'll get the PBY there, I think, this time. As we take the apparently slow, but we're going 256 kilometers an hour. Now, somebody pointed up on the War Thunder forums that they think for this game they should do it in knots, because, and that's nautical miles if you don't know, at least in America and Britain, so all the Commonwealth, measured air speeds and ship speeds in knots, in nautical miles an hour. And so that would be more historical. And it's not just for immersion. I mean, that is a thing. Have more cool immersion. But it's also so that when you look up in most books the speed of a PBY or the speed of a motor torpedo boat or of a destroyer, they'll give you the speeds in knots. We're going to try low level again. Last time low level was working okay-ish until we got jumped by I think it was a 110. But we're not really set up to be. And there is that HE 111 and he's doing a low level attack, so maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't. Okay. Yeah. Boom! And they flop around a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, UK focus tree is alright. What I'm really looking forward to most is fuel. That is the big thing for me. Is fuel. And we're going to go to the hangar briefly. We'll be back to more action very soon. Okay, 3,600 points. We're getting there, guys. Don't think they're doing only doing the naval down here. I've never had enough players with that to play it, so we're going to stick with this for now. Because I'm mostly just grinding up. I want to get my Fletcher. Okay, connection lost. Okay, for more info. See if we can go in it again here. There we go. Yeah. It just doesn't hold as much interest to me. I mean, not that it wouldn't be a fun game, and I may very well play it just because what to play next for the YouTube channel. But I really like playing World War II. My biggest disappointment with Hearts of Iron 3 and Hearts of Iron 4 is the bad AI that makes playing normal World War II not so much fun. And so it's not wrong to want to play non-historical things, but I think a lot of people do it because... Oh, come on. Because the regular game isn't so fun. Because of the bad AI. And so they want to do different things. At least that's my reading of it. Maybe they just all want to... Everybody really just wants to restore the Byzantine Empire, and that's just, you know, the cool thing to do, and I don't get it. And I can't believe that just everybody on the planet who wants to restore the Byzantine Empire happens to play Paradox games. That just seems like a little much. Well, I know they need to improve the historical options, but they get a lot of feedback, Paradox does, both from what people say in the forums and complain about, as well as they get to see what you're playing. I don't know if you know how big brothery they are with some of their capabilities in seeing what you're playing and what people are playing. And they see the non-historical stuff as being super popular. And in my opinion, they're putting way too much emphasis on it before they've gotten World War II nailed down. Well, I actually think there are a lot of commies there, because they honestly believe it. I think most of the fascists want to play the cool bad guys. They're not actually fascists. At least that's my interpretation of it. Maybe that's just my wishful thinking. But they just sort of want to play the cool bad dudes and go conquering. But in real life, they're beta males who vote for Obama and think Hillary was the greatest thing on earth. And they're not really fascist. That's my belief. I may be entirely wrong about that, but that is my belief. I bet you guys can capture that. Well, we'll take a piece of it. They're still grinding up here. We've got to first knock off the red. You guys come in and get your piece of the capture. You here? Oh yeah, you guys are here. Other guy's still coming. Okay. Okay. We got 2 captured base. Now we're gonna go past this Emden-class destroyer here, which I'm jealous of because I'm mostly playing. Well, I've been playing the Clemson, which is much weaker. Now, of course, Germany didn't have a lot of destroyers like the Clemson class because they had to give them all up after World War I. So there's our new build stuff, and that's with an Atlantic bow, meaning it's the bow of the ship is 1 deck higher than the rest of it because of the design for the large Atlantic swells. The Americans, who designed for the Pacific Ocean but could sail just fine in the Atlantic, did not, at least mostly, did not do that. They weren't always, you know, they're more the flush deck designs. Oh, somebody's retaking my A. Capture point. Are there any ships out here? Doesn't look like it. I was hoping to sink a destroyer or 2. This ship is made for, this boat is made for. Not taking on up-armored Soviet gunboats with lots of machine guns. Oh, there we go. Too far away still. But I think it's coming this way, so if it's shooting this way, that's for sure. I'm going to predict that it's going to move, so start that smoke going. Get the 40mm, hopefully on target, and we've hit it. Not that we did any real damage. Something causing them to press a button. They launched a few more torpedoes. Will they hit anybody? Doesn't look like it. Good job. So this is what I mean, sort of like we may end up losing this. Not because they defeated our forces, because they dominated an area, but it's going to take too long, even at 107, 104, whatever this sort of averages out to be, kilometers an hour. Which, what, is about 45 knots or something? Knots are faster, are longer than miles. So if you're going 10 miles an hour or 10 knots, you're going faster at 10 knots than 10 miles an hour. Oh, we've got target out here. Kill assist on somebody else. Probably that fighter that died. Good hits with our 40 on it. Oh, there's torpedoes. There's a bunch of torpedoes. Ooh, we got him, we got him, we got him. Another destroyer down. That was all the torpedoes. He probably was able to get off, at least in this. Oh, there we go. Another destroyer. Somebody from Iran was able to get on play. Or, well, somebody who's Iranian. Obviously, there's a lot of Americans who are Iranian ethnicity and probably would do something like that. And do they take out the Emden? No. He's doing good. Okay, we got our torpedoes back. Fortunately, he's concentrating his fire on him, or had been until now, because he looks like he died. The Emden did. Okay, I think it's best to move in close. I don't know how good his close gunnery is. Oh, but we need to... empty our forward guns. Definitely different guy because he's Soviet. I just killed before the Clemson. And he's down, he's down, he's down, he's down, he's down. Yay. Fire that to get that off there. This is actually pretty exciting. Thanks for good TV. And we died. Wow, he got me after... nice torpedo boat there. Got me after taking down that. Let's see if we have enough time to go in and capture A or something if there's... Ahead. Don't know why they don't default out with having the torpedoes. There's the guy who... Yes, we're trying to do donuts here to keep being shot at behind this ice rocky thingy. Okay, he's further away than I thought. Okay, I thought he was going to come around this. Okay. Oh, that was close. Not as close as I thought it was going to be, but... Okay, well, I don't think we can turn around to win, but let's see if we can recapture this point in time. Throw some smoke. Aircraft off us, maybe. And we have our torpedoes back. Good. I don't know if you're close enough to whatever targeting. be this time. No. Oh. And we failed, yeah. Yeah, that was exciting. I like that one close battle. And what sort of reward are we getting here? Okay, a talisman for M5A1. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. Almost got it there. Just a little over 2,000 points. Let's see if we can get this. Hello everyone out there on Twitch land. Good to see you here. If you haven't already, please follow me on Twitch, and you can scroll down a little bit and see a link to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me over there for many more historical World War II type games. Okay, we're going out there in, oh yeah, I don't know why it drops down and does that. You're all on a smoking break or something. Okay, we're gonna put a spray now. Okay, we're gonna put a spray of torpedoes out at long range, not aiming at anybody where they're likely to be now, but looking at where they or somebody else may maneuver to. Looks like I just made a harsh turn long before they get to where they would be on the current. There's a bunch of them right there in a group. We're going to throw smoke. Well, actually what they did is leak smoke on, or oil onto the hot engine, which will catch on fire and burn. Ah, see, there we go. There's torpedoes. They fired at me or somebody. Just like I was doing some random spray. And we're back. Okay, guys. And there's that Iran guy from the other battle, now on my team. Ooh, got a target destroyed from those purely random. But knowing that was their area. And of course you don't do that in real life because you only have one set of torpedoes and they cost a lot of money. They're expensive. Oh, there's a torpedo coming. Another one. Probably a few more. Yeah. Okay. Keep turning, keep turning. Make a small target. Make a small target. And also get out of their way. And when I say a lot of money for a torpedo, they're more expensive than a you know, normal sort of big round of a battleship. And an early aircraft. No, I'm not talking like a... Oh, another torpedo hit, I do believe, that took that out. Theoretically, it could have been one I fired, or gunfire, but... oh, there we are. An early aircraft, you know, World War I type of aircraft, cost about the same amount of money as a single main gun round from a battleship in World War I. So that sort of gives you an idea of how much those things cost. Well, let's slip one right there, but that's about all we can probably do before we run out of distance. There's more torpedoes, so expect a few more ourselves. No, we don't want to ram our friends. And we can also, by doing this. Okay, now that is an aim for likely actual position of that ship. So they were expensive suckers. Now, expensive doesn't matter really to the sailors or the captain of the ship, because hey, you need them to survive. But it does matter how many you can carry on board at any one time. There we go, that was a good gun hit. Ah, there we are. Big target right now, and too big of a target, looks like. Target destroyed. Good, good, good. Now, let's go in with this guy. And we'll go here. Start out and see if we can go after some of these big destroyers.
Strategic zones are captured.
Yeah, yeah, if you want to go ahistorical, like you say, you can press the button. There is, of course, the option as you start the game to have the AI go historical path or a somewhat random path. I say somewhat because it is still somewhat weighted. It's not just pure chance of what paths they take, but oh, there he is, real close. Maybe my torpedoes will do some good. We're going to do a donut here. Wait for the reloads. Wait for the reloads. Man, this is a tight turning donut. Especially for, wow, what's that, 18 knots or something. Smoke, and we died even before that one hit me. But I would have died there anyways. Good work. Took me right out. Now this is my favorite small boat. Until I get the better Elko. I just like the Elko even outside of... Ooh, got a destroy from one of the earlier torpedoes. The Elko is just my favorite motor torpedo boat. like it better than the Higgins. There's one surviving Elko. There's 3 surviving Higgins boats that survived. Ah, I got a kill assist from that earlier. I guess. Yes, we see you way out there. Over 4 kilometers away. We're looking a little bit more at that guy. Looks like he's moving a little bit like this way. So let's smoke, that'll help from random directions. Which I want it to be. That's the point of going around it. Ooh, fire on board. He's being messed up. Come on, put the boot in. Put the boot in. Take him down. Take him down. Take him down. Oh, there we go. More hits. Oh, and he kills me. Damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, but I got him. Oh, I got him. 2 hits, looked like. Maybe that'll go into the credit of the PBY. That's about how I get most of my credit for the PBY is stuff that I've done before dying. And yes, I'm recording a bunch of this. It will be up later, I think, on YouTube in a higher quality if you want to watch it again. Because I do stream for the ideal Twitch quality. They publish what they like their streams to be, and that's what I stream in. Unfortunately, I have now, unlike those of you who've been around for a while, my earlier connection sucked really bad, but my current connection is we're going to go use these destroyers as anti-aircraft protection for this guy here from the F4U. What is that? Is that a Corsair? Don't know my aircraft like I know my tanks. But my connection's good enough to stream in most quality people want to watch, and I record in a sort of the best YouTube quality that isn't 2K or 4K or whatever K. That's just a little beyond. Well, it's multiple things. Well, let's see if we can do it. They punched a bunch of holes in our bottom. We won't be able to land in the water. Oh, come on, let's finish this loop off. Cool. We did a loop. Trying to stay near these destroyers. Wing control damage. Come on. Use your machine guns on them. Come on, take them out, take them out, take them out. Oh, well, we got a kill assist off of that, I think. Shooting with our machine guns. We're beat up. Can we go bombing? Can we survive long enough to bomb? Don't know why we're falling down on that wing so much. I know it's damaged, but not that much. Put a little more power into that engine and take a little power off the other one to balance it out. Come on, guys. Can we pull back up? Nope, nope. Now we're spiraling it. Now we're spiraling it. Ah, boom! Bounces too much. I ought to have that better crashed.
A little more effort and victory
Yeah, I'm all fine for method or for turning things on and off. Looks like they're gonna win, unless one of these guys can get in there and take out. Oh, well, they may take B back and C back actually. See this thing here, don't know any details about it, but looking at it and also looking at from the history, these types of things were built by the Germans in the Mediterranean primarily to operate mostly along the Italian coast and that area. There's still a requirement for about a bunch of shipping to happen, and the US was using a lot of motor torpedo boats to take out the shipping. And so the Germans did what would be a very poor ocean going ship or boat or whatever, but over armored these things. They could do all right in the Mediterranean. Good, we've got fuselage repaired done. And next, so they would do that. Let's get that turret in. I think that would be good. Yeah, we'll do that. Do those things that aren't good sea-keeping vessels, but were good firepower vessels, because like I was saying earlier, torpedoes were an expensive thing. They wouldn't want to just sling off a bunch of torpedoes at a vessel that they may not be able to hit, because hey, you watch what I'm doing with the motor torpedo boat, you can get out of the way. But if you're getting close enough to a even a fairly smallish cargo ship, they can only turn so fast, and so you can normally get close enough to them and put a spray of torpedoes in them and successfully sink them. Got a little bit faster, and also they were shallow draft vessels, and so they're hoping that the torpedoes will go under them. It depends on the setting of the torpedoes. And the big secret about American torpedoes was, well, one, they sucked, and two, they finally did some really good tests, and the really good tests, well into the war, showed that they were running 11 feet under their set depth. So basically, they were always going under, well, often going under the ships, because obviously you could set it up there. So they got to the point where at least the submarines, they would just set the depth at the surface, which would run at approximately 11 feet under the surface. So that's how they dealt with it. But which of course means if your actual depth is, 9 or 10 or whatever feet under the surface, and you've got a 6-foot draft barge, that's why one of the reasons they were using barges, because they were flat bottomed and would deal with the displacement of the armor and weapons and ammo and all that stuff well enough without going down. Torpedoes might very well run right underneath them. Okay, we're going to, since we're long range here, and we'll have a chance, hopefully, if we survive long enough, to reload, we're going to put an early spray, because unlike reality, like we were saying, we can reload the ship with torpedoes, because they can only carry so much. In reading, I found out the Japanese did carry, I think, one complete set of torpedo reloads for their destroyers on board. So they could, at sea, reload their torpedoes. I'm just sort of covering to see if they're going to go to that end of the island. So we'll put up Okay. Against a heavy cruiser would be very useful, and even at limited use against a battleship, because not everything on the battleship is properly armored. They just do the key elements. No problem, Patriotic Bit. Come and go as you need. I just, as you know, I'm grinding up here today, and just sort of decided I would share with anybody who wanted to show up. And I'm also making this. Ooh, looks like I got some sort of hit. Not sure whether that was guns or. I think it was guns, but. Get over those rocks. And I'm planning on putting this on YouTube later, so I'm also talking to anybody who wants to watch then as well. Okay, hard turn. We're going to turn around here. Ah, destroyer there. Within range destroyer. Now we're turning both to get other torpedoes in line, but also mess up. Any torpedoes that were shot at us. Okay, lead them by a little bit. Hopefully hit them. They are moving. It goes out of. See there, see those torpedoes right there. Turning hard. They're not going to keep me, or maybe they'll keep that course. Around that target for fire. Oh, good hit, good hit. For the other destroyer that's out there. Ooh, good hits, good hits. Good hits. Good hits. Let's go right below the bridge. Come on. Oh, hell. Okay. Turn, 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 turn. Pull back, pull back. You're gonna hit. Oh, they took me out. No, I haven't unlocked the destroyer yet. Maybe even this time. We're getting close. Yeah, let's go with this guy. Don't know how long we have to try to capture. Only one more point. And what's likely to do it? Get going. Still had about 2,000 points to get. Target destroyed. Good job, gunners. Well, that's friendly between me and the bad guy. Well, I think there's going to be Royal Navy at some point. I may be wrong about that, but I do believe there will be Royal Navy at some point. Trying to remember if I've seen any pre-release, just sort of teasers for it. Can't say that I have, but I would be shocked if they don't. They just had to pick countries, and of course they're Russian, so they're going to pick Russia. We know that. I mean, that's the only reason they picked Russia, because Russia really sort of sucks. They picked Germany because Germany... Oh, who's shooting at me? Oh, come on. Take this guy down. Zone capture, good. Okay. Repair. Full speed. Again, that is a friend right in front of me with an enemy way beyond it. Stay on this guy. He's going to come over that mountain. Whatever you want to call it. Island, mountain. Wow, we just missed that. That would have given me warning, I think, if I... Come on, machine gunner. Shoot at him. Got a critical hit on him. Bring him down or not. Yep, we might as well start winning this. Come in with you, buddy, here to make that capture just a little bit quicker. And then I'll go and use you. You're going to be the main target. They're going to shoot at you while I dance around out here and try to torpedoes on them. Get too far away. Oh, got a kill assist off. Somebody we probably heard earlier. I think the destroyer out there. The British Navy was the best Navy in the world at the start of World War II. The Americans, not just because of the size, very much not just because of the size, but the Americans were the best by the end of World War II. They got a lot of experience, they developed a lot of good vessels, they got much more sea sustainability. Okay, he died. Got any more bad guys? by the end of World War II, it's definitely America. Yeah, it'd be a good fight. I think they're looking for that with this stuff. Because I find, at least I have not, quite honestly, I have not played World of Tanks, but I have watched videos of World of Tanks, so I sort of have a decent idea of what's going on. And looking at that, and I looked at that as well as looking at War Thunder videos before I started really playing. And I really thought War Thunder just did better. I haven't played World of Ships or whatever it's called, their other thing. Oh, got some hits. Good. Get out of its bombing path, hopefully. So, but they're competitors. And so what one does, the other one I think is going to at least try. Aircraft is destroyed, and we are trying to fix leaks and other things, but we died. Okay, World of Warships. You're absolutely right. That does ring a lot better. And I really haven't looked at it much. I looked more at the World of Tanks stuff, because aircraft are cool. I like aircraft. I just love tanks and such like that. So that's a big thing. I also like, and I'm reading, of course, more right now, and partially because we're doing the Japanese series for Hearts of Iron, a lot more of the Pacific War. So ships are sort of something, and it's just a little different. And you see, I'll play the aircraft in this or something like that just fine, and happily do so. But number one, we get number one, yay! But we failed. Terror of the Oceans. What is Terror of the Oceans? I don't think I ever got that achievement before. Oh, we are so close for the Fletcher. Okay, Terror of the Ocean. Destroy the most ships of the other player, even if several players have equal number of targets destroyed. The award is given to the one with the bigger score. Okay, maybe I've gotten that before, I just didn't notice it. Balancer, Best Squad, Avenger, Ship Rescuer, Base Capture Streak, and First Strike. Okay. I bet you we're going to get the Fletcher this time. Not too much. You had the sort of, combined squadron, it starts with an A, Abdafloat. Abdafloat, which is Australian, it's a bunch of acronyms together, at the beginning of it, and that was down in sort of modern day in Indonesia. They sent Prince of Wales and Repulse out sort of to Singapore and get sunk, and both of those things are destroyed, and then they do nothing else until after Germany's basically defeated. And so, the Royal Navy wants to, do something, so they want to come to the Pacific, and Churchill, you know, hey, we're ready to come. You know, basically sends this kind of message to FDR. Hey, we're ready to come and help in the Pacific. And the Americans say, no, thank you. We don't need you. Go home. Stay away. Stay away. We don't want you. You're no use to us. And Churchill is incensed. He is just pissed because he is massive supporter of the Royal Navy. What, you don't want us? You won't let us come and be part of what's going on in the Pacific? This is like very end of 44, beginning of 45. Well, that didn't last long. And so, yeah, we want that, and we want to start there. And so, with Churchill just raising all kinds of hell about this, basically FDR says, gives a communication to the Navy. You got to let the British come into the Pacific. You got to let them to do it. And so the Navy says, well, okay, Mr. President, you're the commander-in-chief. We got to do what you say. So, okay, we'll let the British Navy come into the Pacific Theater. And so they send, you know, are sending a task force, and the admiral, I forget his name, the British admiral in charge of the Pacific Theater, soon to be, comes and visits with Admiral Nimitz, the theater commander for the U.S. Navy in the Pacific. And they have a, you know, well, how long can you stay at sea? You know, how long can your ship stay at sea? And, you know, he admits, well, you know, we can do refueling at sea, but we really can't do underway refueling at sea. So, you know, we have to stop and to refuel our vessels, you know, so at sea. We can do a little bit of this, and, well, yes, well, just how long can you keep at sea? Well, basically, we can be at sea 9 days out of every month, out of every 30 days. And this is like, this is the Pacific Ocean, people. It's a big ocean. We stay out longer than that by a considerable amount. Why did I go? Come on. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong keys. Now I'm trying to turn now. Okay. So basically they settle on, okay, the British Navy will stay out 20 days out of every month before they have to go back and get resupplied with food, fuel, and everything else. And so this is still, the Americans are like, yeah. Well, and while the Americans are fighting north of the Philippines, oh, there's a kill assist probably out of first stuff. Okay, reload your torpedoes now that we've fired off of them all. So while they're fighting north of the Philippines, you know, sort of like at Okinawa and Saipan and that kind of region, so just south of Japan, they send the British off to go bombard Borneo and a few other places like that, because they just don't want the British anywhere near the American ships. Primarily because the Americans know they're going to have to end up supplying basically everything the British need, short of non-standard caliber ammunition. And even then, they're going to eat up supply vessels to bring that into theater, or up to the front to where they're going to be. So they don't want it. They don't want them burning American fuel. They don't want them eating American food, because that's all going to the American effort. And these vessels, to them, are almost no use. They just have no use for them. So that's sort of the story of the British Pacific. Oh shit. Turn, and we make it! Yes. That'd be a good one to clip. That'd be a good clip. No, I don't think that was Mountbatten. Mountbatten was in charge of CBI, China, Burma, India Theater. And see, now that's a little bit of a different story. Now, I know who Louis Mountbatten is. That's a different story there. He's in charge of that theater. You have MacArthur in charge of... Oh, we need to get our torpedoes and fire, and then fire if you turn short. He's in charge of other things. And does a good job at that stuff, but that's other things. Oh, and I was going to say, MacArthur has... Okay, well... Turn. Fire. And we die. And we hit, but... And so, okay, keep getting distracted here from telling this sort of story. MacArthur is commanding sort of up through New Guinea, up into through those sort of islands, up into the Philippines. That's his area of command, and naval vessels generally assigned to him, he's in charge of the Navy stuff. It's a joint command. He's in charge of the naval vessels. When Bill Halsey's fleet gets sent over there to be part of it, Bill Halsey is not put under tactical command of MacArthur, but is under general vague... Oh, and he's smart enough, he's turning, and we died. See, that's a good Fletcher. So, Bill Halsey's sort of kind of doing his own thing in support. He's not, tactically he can't be told what to do by MacArthur, but it's like, oh, will you support this landing? Okay, so he does stuff around what he thinks is best to support that landing. But then there's other naval vessels, including older battleships and lots of transport. They're under tactical command, MacArthur, coming up sort of from the South Pacific. Nimitz is in overall command of the Pacific Theater in theory for the Navy, but he's in command of a push from Hawaii, goes back to War Plan Orange, and I want to stay out this because I think this is going to push us over, so I want to finish this out. It's sort of a modified War Plan Orange, in which he's pushing westward, pushing westward across the Pacific, hitting a lot of those smaller islands, taking them from the Japanese, and pushing that way. And then you have Louis Mountbatten. He's in charge of what they call CBI, China, Burma, and India Theater. Now you have, for the U.S., you have Stilwell's in charge of the U.S. forces in that theater, and you have ground forces. There's basically no U.S. Navy other than convoy escorts in the Indian Ocean, because I'm sure they were escorting convoys. But beyond that, there's no operations in the Indian Ocean. And then you have Chenault, who's in charge of the air operations, particularly in China, because the British are primarily running the air operations in India, though they have U.S. units assigned to them. And the U.S. is put for the primary responsibility for training and equipping the Chinese units that made it out to India. So they have a little mix, a little bit of British equipment, but mostly it's all U.S. equipment, U.S. uniforms, and that kind of thing for the Chinese. Good to see you, Fetter. Yeah, I'm just grinding up the ship here, so that's why it's sort of going so long. And sort of my goal is to get the ship grinded. Oh, he missed his... Got dodged those torpedoes from whoever. This is almost over, and we are losing this time badly at this point. This is what I say is we have a total of 4 ships alive. Don't know how many enemy ships. But they might be able to race and get to C before this is done. But no way could they get to B or A. Incoming fire, so there's at least some enemy ships alive that are biggish. I would say not in World War II. Now, the British thought King was anti-British, but he was much, and some of the problems that the British had with Admiral King. Admiral King was sort of the equivalent of Marshal, General Marshal for the Army. He was the overall admiral, the highest ranking admiral, not just highest, there's both rank and then job position. His job was to be in charge of, he had sort of a double job, be in charge of the U.S. Navy and be in charge of the U.S. Navy in the Atlantic. It was sort of he got 2 jobs at once. Admiral King was very much looking out after U.S. Navy interests, often fighting against the generals, the army, you know, in bureaucratic stuff. So with his sort of insistence on some of the stuff, Britain, okay, we got the Fletcher, cool. Yes, we want the Fletcher. We're ordering the Fletcher. This model. Oh, to purchase this model, you have to research. Oh, hell. They stuck this Farragut crap in after I started. Oh, man, I'm pissed now. Because you have to research these in order. But I was already doing the Fletcher before they introduced the Farragut. Bad sort of end for this thing. It only costs half as much in research points, but they added that when I was partway through in this. I was like 10% of the way through this. Okay, so yeah, so King really wasn't anti-British, but the British thought he was. By the time you get around to the World War II, there is really guess we're gonna have to research the Farragut now. I wanted to research the improved Elko class because there's at least one improvement upon this in the game. You're really, the more division in America at the time was still north and south leading up to it. All of the sort of admirals in World War II for the Americans had all graduated, I think they'd all graduated Annapolis prior to 1900. Maybe not all, because I'm sure it later war, but all of the sort of notable ones were all either like, they were all in the Navy and had real sort of ship type commands in World War I. Whether they really participated in World War I by, you know, serving in the Atlantic Theater or not, that's a different question. But they were all something by World War I. And if you look at that, 1865, a mere 50 years or so before, you had the Civil War. That was a greater division within America than you had any sort of War of 1812 or War of, you know, Revolutionary War hard feelings. And yeah, you know, at the start of World War One, you have a lot of sympathy for Germany in America before the Americans get involved in the war. During the war and just prior to leading up with it, Wilson was a very bad man, President Wilson. And they really do a propaganda effort, and they really literally beat down people who disagree with them. Government-sponsored thugs were going around the country. They don't talk about it much because, oh, wait a minute, he's a Democrat. They don't talk about that much. So, and I mean to the point that a government job was a guy who was going to go on street corners and give speeches in support of the war and anti-German stuff. And there was a lot more. I mean, like 10 times as much as a percentage attacks on German name businesses, whether they were German owned or just simply, oh yeah, I've been in, my family's been in America for 100+ years and none of us speak German, but we have this German name. Oh, let's think of a German name like Nimitz. The family was at one time von Nimitz. But German name businesses, and they were attacked, burnt down. I mean, not just like a brick through the window. I'm talking burnt down and sacked and destroyed. There was a lot of that going on during World War One. Flip it around to World War Two. The biggest U.S. producer of shipping in World War Two, and a lot of it is the Liberty ships. But the biggest single producer, maybe they didn't produce most, but they produced more than anybody else, was the Kaiser shipyards. Okay? And most of that is started, basically Kaiser gets into shipbuilding. It's named after him. William Kaiser, I think, Bill Kaiser, but I may be wrong on that. And that would be Wilhelm Kaiser, if I'm getting it right, but I think he was mostly known as Bill Kaiser, but I'm not sure. The Kaiser shipyards were basically developed, much of it, to support initially because they realized that they were going to get into the war, but started setting up in late 41 when the U.S. is at peace, but to support Britain. So you're getting this anti-Nazi feeling in America, but you're running it with a lot of German businesses. Then they're not necessarily German nationals owning it, but there's a lot of that stuff going on. So when you're looking at World War One, before Wilson sort of gets his propaganda army going, there are a lot of Irish Americans, a lot of other Americans, though of English descent, that remember the War of 1812, that remember, they're not alive still, but remember all of that sort of propaganda and feeling that, yeah, they're not friendly with Britain, and they're thinking maybe about supporting Germany. So you get some of that there. But by the time you roll around to World War II, the U.S., shall we say, elites, people who get to become generals, people who go to West Point or the VMI, Virginia Military Institute, or Annapolis, these types of people, there's not really anybody who's anti-British in that sense. You do have a lot of lower middle class people that are Irish and don't like the British, but they're not getting to being the admirals and that stuff. Well, guys, I think this is going to end it. I'm going to have to take a break, and then I need to actually make this next episode of Hearts of Iron 3 and put that out there. So thank you all for showing up, those patriotic Brit, and I'll just call you Fetter, because is it Kroll or Crowley? Don't know, but very good having you talking to me during this. So, and yeah, I'm annoyed because I wanted to get that ship. Okay, see ya next time. Definitely I will be here Saturday, probably about 7 a.m. my time here in California, so wherever you are, Okay, just Fetter. Fetter's cool. So, if you want to come down, I may stream before then, but that's the next scheduled stream. See you then. Thanks a lot, guys.